This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log one random task at a time. After nearly 2 years and over 4,000 hours of gameplay, I'm finally ready to take on RuneScape's endgame as I venture into the elite tier. Welcome to Season 4 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 148 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I continued with the God Wars Dungeon task that I was stuck with from the previous video, and I started by doing some Slayer to get some points to unlock and extend Avian Seas to help double my odds of finding Slayer tasks for God Wars Dungeon bosses. I ended up doing 955 Krill kills, still with no Staff of the Dead, when I finally got some Avian Seas tasks, went over to Kree, and I managed to get an Armadillo Chain Skirt, which I immediately broke down to fortify my Missouri chaps. New best in slot ranged legs, which feels amazing to unlock. And we ended the video by rolling a task to get 5 new uniques from Hard Clues. I've already got 26 caskets banked and ready to go, so I'm pretty much just going to go and open them right now. Last time we had a Hard Clue unique task, I ended up getting a Gilded Plate Body, which is so cool. I've never got a piece of Gilded before or Third Age. My second Mega Rare on the account behind the Lava Dragon mask, so I'm not expecting that anytime soon, but what I am hoping for is that we get 5 new uniques in these 26 caskets. That would be awesome. But I did just want to say that. I ended up counting the Gilded Plate Body as a Hard Clue unique because I got it from Hard Clues. I know it's on multiple logs, so maybe technically the spreadsheet probably says that I shouldn't, but I don't care. I thought it was cool. So we need to get 5 more uniques. I've got 26 caskets. I'm just going to start opening and hope for the best. I definitely didn't forget that you can't open clues inside your house. So let's try that again. Okay, well there's one. Guthix D-Hide Boots. Nice. Ancient Bracers. I was actually looking for those when I was gearing up to do Kree, because you need an ancient piece to bank it next. Sometimes having extra god pieces is actually really useful, so that's good. 2 out of 5. And a Master Clue. I did also just briefly want to mention, because I've got a bunch of comments recently on some of my videos about Master Clues, there is an invisible timer that starts after you receive a Master Clue, which doesn't let you receive another one from a clue for 30 seconds. And a lot of people think that it's 30 seconds after you drop the Master Clue, but it is in fact 30 seconds after you receive the Master Clue. And every time that I drop the clue and continue opening caskets, you'll notice there's always a cut in the clips. I always wait the 30 seconds because I want to get as many Master Clues as possible. So you don't need to worry, and you don't need to keep telling me about it. I know, don't worry, I've got it under control. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Anyways, speaking of, let's continue. 16 caskets, just need 3 more uniques, definitely doable. Well, that's really funny, game. All right, let's try that again. Nice, that was perfect. I almost didn't even recognize that as a unique, but awesome. 3 out of 5. And another Master Clue. Man, I'm gonna have like hours of Master Clues to do after this. Oh no. Okay, we go again. 12 caskets, 2 more uniques. Let's do it. Oh, I am just having some crazy luck right now. Guthix Plate Legs, 4 out of 5. Let's go. And we're done. Wow, that was great. Let's go. Not only did I get 5 uniques, I've got 9 caskets left over for the next task. I got 3 Master Clues, and a bunch of the uniques that I got are actually useful. I don't see how that could have gone much better. As great as that task was, I've got to go do 3 Master Clues, so I'll see you in like 2 hours. This Master Clue that I'm doing right now, I've literally done 4. This is going to be my 5th Sherlock step in a row. I just keep going to Sherlock, he tells me to do something, I get a new clue, and he tells me to come see him again. Hello and good morning to the gamers. Last night I managed to finish about 2.5 of my 3 elite clues. I then went and did about 30 minutes of agility, went to bed, woke up this morning, did another 45 minutes of agility here, and you might be wondering to yourself, why are you doing agility? I thought you were finishing your master clues. I got one of the clue steps with the Torn Clue Scroll, where you need to go get the piece by the Dragon's Eye, which they recently added an agility shortcut that allows you to skip all of the annoying parts of getting there. But you need 96 agility, and I was about an hour and a half away from getting 91 agility, which I'm going to get right now. 91 agility, which lets me Summer Pie boost to use the shortcut. So I just decided to do like an hour and a half of agility instead of going all the way through the cave. Now, whether or not that was worth it, I don't know. At least now I can use that every time I get that clue step, so sure. Anyways, today I'm going to finish this master clue, and then I'm going to tell you all about my plan. I have been planning this for a little while now, and I'm very excited to share with you what's going to happen in this episode. First I got to finish this master clue. So this is the shortcut that I was talking about. Usually you'd have to go through this bookcase, go all the way through the cave. You have to bring a pickaxe to mine the rocks. You have to bring a spell to enchant the wall. You have to do so many different things. And instead now I can just eat a summer pie and go through this crevice. And I'm right where I want to be. So that is amazing. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about in the last episode. Follow the Bard step where you need an Armadillo helmet. I do not have that, so unfortunately that's going to have to be a drop on 4 steps completed, but that's okay, it doesn't really matter. I got 2 master clues from opening like 20 hard caskets, I'll take it. So it's time for me to reveal to you the plan. If you were paying attention while I was opening those hard clues, you may have noticed that I'm actually at 999 log slots. Now, I got here a lot quicker than I had initially planned because I got 5 slots from the hard clue task. I was kind of planning on getting like 5 more individual items, and I forgot that these clue tasks even existed. But what that means is that the next thing I get will be my 1000th log slot, which I think is a very cool milestone that I wanted to celebrate by getting a cool item. There were a couple requirements for what item I wanted to get. Specifically, I wanted to make sure it was not on the elite tier. I don't want to be jumping forward and just picking tasks. Obviously, that's not the point of this account. So it had to not be on the elite tier, but I also wanted it to be something that was challenging to get, entertaining to watch, and also a good reward. And I think I've come up with a good solution. I had a few good ideas that I was going to choose between. Some examples of things that I decided against were something like a boss pet or a jar, but those could be kind of hard to guarantee to get the pet or the jar before another unique. I thought about maybe a Nightmare or a Vorkath unique, a couple bosses that don't have any uniques on the spreadsheet, but didn't think that'd be really that fun to watch. I actually thought about just maxing, but I figured that would take a little bit too long. I did the math. I have about 350 more hours of efficient skilling before I could max, so that didn't really seem like that was on the table. And I decided to settle between either getting an Infernal Cape or a Quiver. And as you might be able to guess by the fact that I'm at the Colosseum, I've decided I am going to get a Quiver. I haven't done this before, and I have no idea how long it'll take, but I think this will be a fun challenge with a good reward, so yeah, I'm gonna go for a Quiver. Now, with that being said, there is one very important thing I want to talk about, and that is the fact that there are other Fortis Colosseum uniques. Obviously, as you're going through the waves, you have a chance to be offered one of the other 5 uniques, being the 3 Sunfire Fanatic outfit pieces, the Echo Crystal, and the Tenal Sticks of Ralos. And if I actually end up getting offered one of these items, I am going to take it. I know that kind of ruins the whole getting the Quiver for the 1000th log slot, but I just can't pass up the opportunity to get free log slots and cool items, so I will be taking any uniques that I get offered along the way. But I just sort of think of this as, for my 1000th log slot celebration, I'm going to be getting a Quiver, not necessarily making sure that the Quiver is the 1000th log. So just wanted to clarify that. I will be taking Colosseum uniques. Again, these are not on the elite tier of the spreadsheet. These are on the extras tier, so I am allowed to do this. And yeah, I just think that'll be more fun. I'll get more cool items, more log slots, and still end up with a Quiver in the end. But with all that being said, let's talk about the Colosseum. Fortis Colosseum is the newest wave-based minigame added to Old School RuneScape. Similar to the fight caves and the Inferno, you go through a bunch of waves of enemies getting increasingly more difficult, and at the very end you fight an extremely difficult boss, and if you are successful you will be rewarded with the Dizana's Quiver, the best in-slot range cape in the game, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Each wave you complete in the Colosseum, you'll be given an option of 3 handicaps that you must choose at least one of that will make the rest of your run harder, and you can sort of custom choose which ones you like and which ones you don't like. But at the end of the day, it just depends on what gets offered to you. You might get 3 that you absolutely hate, and it's sort of the end of your run, which can be kind of annoying. But with that being said, each wave you complete, you'll also get a potential reward. The rewards will scale the farther you go. You'll get better and better rewards, along with a higher chance at getting the uniques. And at any point, you can choose to end your run and collect all of your potential rewards. Again, that means you'll have to start from the beginning, but you can actually get some pretty good money and items from here. And that's what I was talking about before when I said that there is a potential that I'll get offered a unique, complete the wave, and then end my run there to collect it. Aside from the handicap system, the waves themselves also get harder each time. When you complete a wave, the next wave will have either more or harder enemies. Along with, they have a reinforcement system. If you don't kill all the enemies within 40 seconds, a reinforcement wave will arrive, and the reinforcement waves also get harder per wave, resulting in some very challenging combinations. The wiki has a lot of really good information on the Colosseum, especially for learners, including this little wave breakdown cheat sheet, which I am definitely going to have up pretty much the whole time that I'm doing this, that shows all of the wave spawns, the reinforcements, and even what prayer to have on at the start of each wave. So there's lots of really good information there. If you want to know more, most of the information that I'm telling you is coming straight off the wiki, so you can go there. Once you complete all 11 waves in the Colosseum, you'll be rewarded with the chance to fight the Soul Heredit, the final boss of the Colosseum, which is a very challenging melee fight against a giant gladiator in the center of the arena, which will be blocked off by a bunch of gladiators, limiting your area of movement against him. And I don't know how to fight him yet, so this is going to be a very good learning experience for me. That's what I call it when I'm going to die a lot. But honestly, I'm not really too worried about the Soul Heredit right now. I'm just going to try and get there first, and then we'll worry about the mechanics. As far as the gear setup goes, I'm actually surprisingly pretty prepared for this. On the wiki, it shows sort of 3 sections: a best in slot gear, a medium gear, and then like a worst but still viable gear. And all of my gear falls in either the medium or best options, which makes me feel a lot better about this. Pretty much everything I read says the minimum gear requirements for a first quiver is going to be like full crystal bofa, full bandos with an abyssal tentacle, which I even have the blade, which is great. I've got a Venator bow, which is one of those best in slot sort of quality items. Sarah Godsword is great for sustain. I mean, I'm pretty prepared for this, hopefully. I have done a few waves before, mostly to get a couple combat achievements and enough glory to be able to use the bank and whatnot in here, but I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm very excited to get started. And in fact, I've done a lot of yapping already, and I kind of just want to get in there. So let's just go do it. Now, one thing I want to address right away, I did download the tile markers off the wiki, which is what you're seeing right here. I don't know what any of these really mean. I don't know what to do with any of this. So for now, I'm just going to ignore pretty much everything here. But in the future, I might want to use them, so I decided to just get them now. But for now, we're just going to do some learning. I'd like this video to be a learning process of you guys learning and watching my progress, and I can tell you a bunch of the stuff that I learned, and hopefully if you ever decide that you want to try and get a quiver yourself, you can learn from my mistakes and not have to make them yourself. So for example, there I learned about the D-stack tile and what exactly that means. That is, I believe, exactly 10 or 11 spaces away from where the target is, which allows you to attack them without the other targets behind the pillar being able to attack you. As you saw there, hopefully I showed it in the edit, but that's one thing I learned. The other thing I learned, I don't need dragon arrows. I believe the reason you bring dragon arrows with the Venator bow is so that you can one-shot the mage guy when it bounces off the range one, but turns out I can't do that without rigor. Eagle Eye isn't enough. So I'm just going to bring rune arrows, save myself some dragon arrows on that one. And I also learned that if the Manticore has charged up its 3 attacks, as soon as it sees you, it will start shooting them. I learned that one the hard way. So I learned 3 things already in my first attempt. I also learned immediately after dying that I completely forgot to use my death charge at all, And I'm wondering if it's even worth bringing for me. I always forget Death Charge. I need to put something on my screen to remind me, because, like, I ain't ever using that, and I don't know. Maybe I should just not even bother bringing it. One small thing to note here, because I haven't actually completed 100 waves, my death fee is reduced by 75%. So right now it's pretty cheap for me to get my items back when I die, but going forward, once you've passed 100 waves completed, you have to pay your full death fee to get your items back, which means that this could get pretty expensive pretty quickly. For now, I'm just going to hope that I could learn how to do this fairly quickly, but I am prepared to spend a lot of money here getting my items back, that's for sure. One thing I've noticed that's helped me flick the manticores better, the attack pattern is very similar to prayer flicking the God Wars Dungeon bodyguards. It's essentially the exact same thing, going from mage range melee in 3 ticks, and as long as you know like when to start, it's actually super easy. The manticores have become very much a non-issue for me, which is nice because there's one of the things that you have to deal with throughout pretty much all of the hard waves is the manticores. So if that helps you learn how to do them yourself, then yeah, just treat them like God Wars Dungeon bodyguards. Well, there is Wave 7 completed, my new PB, along with a combat achievement, which I think is just to make it so the Minotaur doesn't heal anything. Yeah, complete Wave 7 without the Minotaur ever healing other enemies, which I did accidentally, but nice, cool. New PB, Wave 7 completed. Hopefully that's not where this ends. See, now this is an issue. I don't know what to do in a situation like this. So I think I'm going to go, I think this is the point where I'm going to start looking some stuff up. I just don't know. I don't know what to do here. So give me a sec. Okay, this might be stupid, but I'm going to try and run to the south pillar. I don't know if this is going to work. I might just die here, but I think if I stand here, nothing can hit me. Then I'm going to go to this tile where only the front 2 can hit me. So the Shockwave Colossus is going to try and move forward. And I'm going to run... Actually, I don't even know if I go to that tile. I might just run over to this pillar. The Shockwave Colossus will go forward and then go to the side. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to die. Okay, for some reason I forgot to turn my recorder on, but that kind of worked. I got a thing that I can hit now, so we'll take it. See, these are the things I need to learn how to do. So I think if I step out, they'll both hit me with a mage on the same tick, then I can flick to range and melee for the other 2 projectiles. Then if I go back to mage, this guy has a 5-tick attack cycle, and this guy has a 10-tick attack cycle. So I think the mage attacks will line up every time. I just have to make sure I flick to the other 2, and I make sure these guys attack me at the same time, which I think just stepping out here works, although I'm not actually sure. So this could go real bad. Yeah, yeah. Yet another time that recording myself definitely comes in handy, because going back and watching the clip, I was right, and I could have done it if I just didn't mess up the prayer flicks. So going forward, at least I know how to do that. But yeah, I kind of fumbled that one. I realize that attempt that bringing the Venator bow at all is actually completely unnecessary for me right now, because again, I can't use it for its intended purpose, and I'm using my SGS specs on the guy that's weak to melee anyway. I don't really care about it bouncing, and I can 2-shot with the Bofa as well, so there is really no reason to bring it. I can bring an extra brew, and I can bring my Rada's Blessing instead for some extra prayer bonus, so I'm going to be doing that instead. Kind of unfortunate. I really wish I could use this for its the reason it's so good here, but this doesn't really work out for me. Okay, this is a good learning opportunity. I believe that what I need to do is stand in the middle of the pillar, click on the far enemy, in this case the Javelin Colossus, who will then attack me 1 tick sooner than the front enemy. So he will attack me with a range attack, then I'll switch to the mage range melee combo, then I'll go back to range for the Javelin Colossus, stay on range till the next attack, and repeat until I kill the Colossus. I think. I don't know, man. This is too much for my brain right now. Honestly, that was pretty good. I kind of messed up. I forgot that the javelin guys were going to do the aerial attack that you have to dodge as well at some point in the middle there, and I didn't know how many attacks they'd already done, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. I did it, sort of. All right, here we go again, wave 8, and I've got another just dreadful stack of monsters here, but I think if I do the same thing I did before, stand on the middle tile, attack the middle Javelin Colossus, both Javelin Colossus should attack me on the first tick, and then the Shockwave should hit me on the next tick, so these will all be off tick. I don't know, I don't think this guy can reach me. I think he can only reach like here, so as long as they stay back here, I'm fine. The real problem is the javelin guys throwing the stuff from the sky, as well as me trying to make sure I prayer flick properly, is going to be a nightmare, but this is just the stuff I have to learn how to do, so here we go. I'm gaming! And there we go, wave 8 completed, new PB, feels great. I don't want to talk about it. It always sucks to be on a good run, especially a PB like that, and then to die to just some stupid stuff that, honestly, looking back on it, I should have been able to do, but that's sort of what learning these kinds of things is all about. Just small little stepping stones of progress every time. If you get a little bit better each time you try it, eventually you'll be able to complete it, so I'm not too concerned, although it is a little annoying. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, why did I do that, man? Well, I regret to inform you guys that I have completed enough waves where I am now being charged the full death cost, 250k per death, which is so sad for me. I'm gonna go look through and see if I have some items I can throw in Death's Coffer, because I don't know if this 14 mil is gonna be enough. In fact, I highly doubt it will. So I put a couple things in there, got it up to 16 mil, and then I remembered that I got a pair of dupe ranger boots that are worth 39 mil that I don't think I have any use for whatsoever. So although this feels a little wrong, thanks Death for the 39 mil. That's, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but 55 mil in the coffer. If that's not enough, we have big problems. Oh yeah, and I unlocked the Fortis Colosseum teleport on the Ring of Dueling because I got enough glory on one of my runs. I don't know if I really talked much about the glory system, but it's a little weird and honestly doesn't really matter. But yeah, cool, unlock, nice. Hello and good morning. It is day 2 of the Fortis Colosseum attempts. Again, my PB is wave 8 completed and wave 9 barely started. So my goal today is to get to wave 10. I don't know if that's a good goal or not, but we're just gonna send it. Okay, well, I learned something new on this run. I figured out what the Jaguar trap tile marker is meant for. I was just sort of panicking because I was like, oh, they're going to spawn here. And I saw the tile there. I was like, I bet that's the exact reason this tile is marked. And sure enough, that worked out great. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Day 2 did not start very well at all. I don't know what happened. I was feeling really good after day 1, making some decent progress. PB'd completing wave 8 felt great. And then all of a sudden, day 2, it was like, I couldn't get past wave 6 or 7. I kept getting there, and I was getting there a lot quicker than before. But every time I would just die, I would fumble a prayer flick or do something wrong. And it was starting to get a little demoralizing. Dude, why? All right, well, I got myself into another predicament here that in theory, I actually know how to solve, but in practice, I don't think I can execute this, but I'm going to try and explain what I'm going to do. I'm going to run to this tile and then run back. What that's going to do is have the Javelin Colossus at the back attack me, but neither of the other two will be able to. Then immediately, I'm going to click on this guy, who will then be 1 tick ahead of this guy. So this guy will attack first, then I'll run back, then this guy will attack me, then this guy will attack me, which means that this guy's range attack will line up with the Manticore's range projectile. So I just need to pray range in between all of the Manticore attacks and then prayer flick the Manticore perfectly. And I should be able to do this. In practice, I'm going to die, but in theory, I know what I'm doing. But if I do this perfectly, then everyone watching the video has to make sure that they're subscribed. If I don't, then you still have to subscribe, but I'll feel better if I do it perfectly. Oh well. I was so close to understanding it, and then I got partway into it, and my brain just melted and froze, and then I died, and now I'm sad again. You have no idea how excited I am to say that I am going to complete Wave 8 again for the second time. Obviously, I do have one enemy left, but there's literally no mechanics, so there's no way for me to die here, but we're gonna get to Wave 9 again, finally! Okay, so this is the wave I died on last time, and I died extremely early because both lions spawned over here. I'm really hoping that won't happen again, but there is a possibility it does, and, well, I'm just gonna have to figure out what to do. You actually have no idea how good it feels to get a PB right now. I've been doing this for like 5 hours today, and this is the first run to even get to Wave 8, and I beat Wave 8 and 9, so I'm feeling good. Unfortunately, these are some pretty awful choices, but yeah, Wave 10, here we go. Damn, that's so annoying, man. It was actually a really decent spawn. I just don't have the DPS to kill the rangers in time for that kind of setup. And I couldn't get the mage to be off tick, and it just killed me. I mean, even if it didn't kill me, Doom was gonna kill me, so it sucks, but I mean, it is a new PB, a Wave 9. It's, yeah. What? What a shot, dude. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am in fact just sitting here with my light bearer on trying to regain spec so I can SGS spec this shocker for prayer. That's the level we're at right now. Okay, I don't want to talk about how I got into this situation, but I'm dead? Is there anything I could possibly do here to not die? Yikes. I'm a gamer! Let's go! Honestly, nothing has made me feel like I've been progressing more than that moment right there. If I had tried to do that like 5 hours ago, I would have been dead immediately. The fact that I was able to get out of something like that makes me feel so much more confident. There it is, new PB, Wave 10 completed. Honestly, Wave 10 was pretty easy. I'm kind of skeptical to say that. I think I got really lucky with the spawns, but Wave 10 completed. Last wave before the boss. I am scared. I'm scared. Yeah, that's... I don't know what to do there. It's too bad, but honestly, I can't be upset. Wave 10 PB feels good. Honestly, I know that looked really bad, like it looked like I just sort of died, but it was really close to being right. I just messed up which tile I was standing on. So depending on if the Manticore spawns close or farther away, you have to stand on either the A or the B tile. And because it spawned farther away, I should have stayed on the B tile, but I accidentally went to the A tile, which meant that the Shocker and the Manticore were attacking on the same tick, which meant that I couldn't protect from both, and if at that point, I'm dead. But if I had stood on the right tile and done exactly what I just did, it was possible. Unlikely, but possible. Actually, watching that back in slow motion, I did it wrong, but I stepped out one tick early, which actually made the attacks line up where I could have flicked them all. I just misclicked the range prayer on the Manticore. I misclicked a couple times, but the one that killed me was at the very end. So I can't be that mad. Again, that's one of those things I just have to learn, but that was really close. That I'm feeling a lot better, and I completed my goal. I said I wanted to complete wave 10 today, and I did. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay. Much better than at the beginning of the day. I have made a few changes throughout the day. For starters, I'm bringing a Sandfu. There's a handicap where the Manticores can venom you, and even though the venom goes away at the end of the wave, sometimes you get venomed early and it can be annoying, so it's essentially the same as a super restore if I need it for that anyway, so no real downside to bringing that. I've started bringing a ranging potion. I found that my DPS has been pretty bad, and the ranging potion really helps with the early waves, and then I have the divine super combat and ranging potion. I use the divine ranging potion on the last 4 waves, 1 dose for each wave, and then the super combat is obviously if I get to the final boss. So those are my potions, and then the same for everything else. I've started pre-potting a range pot and a super defense. That's been sort of helpful. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, I think with the range pot, I could theoretically bring the Venator bow with dragon arrows and be able to one-shot the mage Fremennik, but I'm not sure if it's worth losing the inventory slot to save 1 attack on the mage Fremennik. It might be, honestly, because that's sort of the thing that really kills me is the beginning of waves, trying to set up by killing the 3 Fremenniks and then also make sure all the guys are on different ticks for attacks is really annoying. So maybe I will start bringing the Venator bow with dragon arrows, but it is 1 more switch, 1 less brew. I don't know. Also, with that run, I unlocked all of the perks from Glory. That was enough Glory to become a Grand Champion, which means I have access to the Fortis Salute emote, which I believe isn't useful anymore. You used to need it for a clue step, but I think they removed the requirement because it was a bit too high. You do need it for a combat achievement, but that's for using it during the Soul Heretic fight, and I'm just going to worry about killing the boss and not running around emoting while I do it, so not too useful there, but I did unlock the disease-free herb patch at the Fortis allotment patch, so I'll take it. No, the orb! I didn't see the orb! That might have been my most disappointing death so far. I was doing so well. I was in the zone. Everything was going perfectly. My flicks were perfect. I literally just forgot I had taken Solar Flare. First of all, I try to avoid Solar Flare at all costs. The other 2 were literally run ending. That was the only one. I hate when that happens. I understand people's frustrations with the handicap system now, because like sometimes you just get 3 options and you're like, all 3 of these end my run. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Yeah. Okay, hello and good morning to the gamers. Day 3 of the Fortis Colosseum attempt starts now, except that it doesn't start now because I have to go and edit a video, so I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to find something AFK to do, probably go and continue my mining at Motherlode Mine. But yeah, I'm just hoping that I don't regress very much. I know that at the start of day 2, it took a while for me to get back into things, but I was feeling a lot better by the end of day 3. So hopefully I can go edit this video, and then this evening I'll come back and do some more attempts. And I remember what I'm doing, hopefully. Recently, my AFK activity of choice while I've been editing has been Motherlode Mine. It's super nice for the mining XP, as well as there were a few other unlocks here that I wanted to get. Although they weren't in the collection log, there were a few things that you can buy with golden nuggets, such as access to the upper floor, the hopper on the upper floor, and now finally I'm going to unlock the last thing, which is the bigger sack, which I believe just doubles the capacity, so even more AFK. Great. Alright, I'm done with my editing. It's already pretty late in the day, so I don't really expect to make much progress. What I'm really hoping for here is that I don't have as much of a regression. I know the beginning of yesterday went pretty bad, so I'm hoping that I can at least get back to sort of where I was at in terms of comfortability with everything I was doing, not necessarily trying to beat my PB. come on. Hard to be too mad about that one. I mean, it was a pretty decent run. I used a lot of food getting there, but I mean, that's what it's for when you're learning. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't kill the stuff in time. The mage got around the Minotaur, and yeah, I was just kind of screwed. I don't know what to do there. So I finally caved and went to look up some guides for learners for Colosseum, as well as some other videos of people doing Colosseum for the first time. And pretty much every video I watched, they either had a Shadow, a T-Bow, both, and had Rigor. And not having any of those is like so much worse. I'm watching them do these waves, and the enemies just die so fast compared to what I'm doing. It's like this is on like mega hard mode. I didn't realize how much of a nerf this was actually going to be, trying to do this with just Bofa and Crystal. And I'm contemplating trying to use more melee. I have way higher melee DPS. I mean, just looking at it, my max hit in my melee setup is a 53 versus a 42 with the Bofa. And I'm not even using a super combat potion right now. So I'm thinking about trying it, although I think it would make it like way harder to relearn all the ways with melee. I just have such bad DPS compared to what I'm watching other people do that I don't think it's supposed to be as hard as I'm making it. I know that clip was probably seemingly a little bit out of place, but I decided to try a run using mostly melee. I can bring more brews that way, and I was hoping the DPS would be a bit better. And honestly, I thought I would struggle with some of the wave solves, but I'm just using everything I learned with the Bofa runs and applying it to my melee run, and it's working really well. As you can see, I'm about to finish wave 9, and I mean, I have taken a few more hits than I'd like, but I still got 6 brews left because I got so many to begin with, so yeah, it's kind of working. Honestly, I've just had some absolutely terrible luck with the invocations. I had to take bees early, which I've never done before, and I'm making it work, but it's not fun. Now I have bees 2, doom 3, or solar flare. These are like 3 of the ones that I said I will never take, and I have to take all, and one of them. I don't know what to do. Okay, I don't want to alarm anyone, but I have tied my PB with this melee only run. Now, I don't have a lot of brews left, I don't have a lot of restores left, and I have to pick some of the worst possible options here, but this is at least a tie, which I'm so happy with today considering how many hours I only got to play. Cool, I'm probably gonna die. Not only am I sad that I died, I'm sad that I forgot to turn my recorder back on because I was focusing on playing, but I still died. Oh, I almost had it too. I really want to try doing more melee attempts, but my Blood Fury only has 1600 charges left, and that is kind of like one of the things that makes it good. The fact that you can just heal passively on guys is really nice. So I think I'm gonna just go and spend, it's already like 1:30 a.m. I'm gonna go spend the rest of the night just AFKing at Vires, and maybe I can get a recharge. If I can come back with melee. If not, we're gonna have to go back to the Bofa and just learn it better. I don't know. Okay, hello, good morning to the gamers. I did not get a blood shard last night, as to be expected. I am going to continue, though, for a little bit this morning, just while I wake up and eat and everything. But first, I forgot that I had planned something that I was going to try and get a Jad pet for my 1000th log slot. And I've been saving up fire capes, doing Jad tasks whenever I got them, which turned out to only be 4. But that does mean I get to go gamble 4 fire capes for a Jad pet, because I do think that would be a worthwhile 1000th log. I will still continue with the Fortis Colosseuming, but I will go and gamble these and see if I get one. Something I actually only recently learned while looking this up, the Jad pet is actually a 1 in 100 when you kill Jad on a Slayer task. I didn't know that. It's a 1 in 200 normally, and a 1 in 200 for sacrificing a cape. So I have 4 1 in 200 chances to get a Jad pet here. I am not very hopeful, but you never know. Yeah, that's to be expected. Okay, unfortunately, I did not end up with a blood shard, and I am back to playing, so I'm gonna have to go back to the Bofa method, which is honestly okay. I think the Bofa is probably like easier in the sense that it's a lot easier to kill enemies when you can attack them from a distance, but it is a little unfortunate. My Blood Fury is only at 1600 charges, and I really need it for the final fight, or at least I really want it. So Yeah, gonna have to make sure I save some charges on that one, but yeah, we're just gonna go back to it. It's been like a day since I did any real attempts, so I'm hoping that I remember what the heck I'm doing. Man, sometimes deaths like that, I'm like, what am I supposed to do there? Like, trying to prayer flick 2 different styles from things that, if I don't pray against them, will almost definitely kill me, while trying to hit 3 different enemies with 3 different combat styles, having to swap gear. Like, if I go around the other side of the pillar, then I have to deal with a ranger and a manticore. Like, I don't know what to do, man. There's no way, dude. So it's already one of the more annoying spawns. 2 lions to the south, 2 rangers to the east. I have the presence of mind to go to the east to deal with the Fremenix, which worked perfectly. I go back to the south to start dealing with the manticores, and all I need is for the Minotaur to spawn in front of the Major, and of course it's the other way around, so I can't prayer flick the Major, and there's nothing I can do. It's like, I just wish the Colosseum had static spawns. That would make this so much more enjoyable for me. It's just frustrating that at this point, I feel like I know what to do for pretty much everything. It's just a matter of actually getting a run that it all lines up. Like, I need a run with good handicaps that don't just screw me over, and good spawns that don't just kill me because I don't have the DPS. So, I don't know how long that's going to take to happen, and even then, that's just to get to Soul Heredit once, which then I need to actually kill the boss, so I don't know how many times I'm going to need to get to him before I learn the fight enough to kill him. So this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Oh my god, it's happening. Wave 11 completed. I've done it. I'm scared. I'm panicking, but I've done it. Let's go. So I'm trying to just take a few minutes here to calm my nerves, keep my heart rate down. I'm looking up some guides on the fight, make sure I know what I'm doing. I don't actually have any intentions of really killing him this attempt, although it would be cool. I'm not delusional. I understand it takes a bit to learn. I just want to get to some real mechanics that I actually have to do and learn. I don't want to die early because then it would just be an entire waste. So yeah, I've got my quick prayers. I got my inventory. The main thing that I'm concerned about right now is that I actually have Doom 2, which means I could only get hit 9 times. And then if I get hit on the 10th time, I just lose. And that's not a lot of wiggle room for someone who doesn't really know what they're doing. In the future, now that I know I can get here, I'm going to try and avoid Doom 2 or even Doom at all. It's just so free on the waves that I wanted to do it while learning. But now that I'm here, definitely would rather not have it. It's unfortunate, but I mean, to be expected. I can't really complain. I got him to 71%, which isn't terrible. I did like a practice thing, and I kind of forgot that I was using a 4-tick weapon instead of a 5-tick weapon. So all my timing was weird, like my attack timings versus his. I was also, I think, doing it with the faster attack speed, which probably wasn't smart. So like it honestly, I know this is going to sound weird, but it felt too slow, which I guess I should have been able to react then, so I don't know how that's a possibility, but yeah, I'm okay with it. I wish I survived a little bit longer. I did the parry perfectly, which was cool. I wanted to see a bit more of the mechanics, but 71%, new PB. No way. That was by far the most disappointing death so far. I don't know if it really comes across on the footage, but my mouse sort of slipped. I think, honestly, it's 33 degrees out today, and my hands are really sweaty. And I think I got my mouse pad a bit wet, and it sort of slipped, and it went past the prayer I was trying to click on, and then I panicked trying to recover, and I got hit twice. I had the Manticore handicap, so they do 2 attacks each. Hit 4 times, you're never going to live that. I was on wave 11 with the freest setup. Like, it was done. I'd done all the solving of the wave. All I just needed to do was prayer flick 2 manticores, and that happens. That I'm tilted. No, I forgot. Oh, why did I take that? Why, hello and good morning to the gamers. Although yesterday's attempts were ultimately successful, I made it to Soul Heredit essentially twice. I got to fight him once, and that one time I got him to 71%, which is my new PB. It ultimately did feel a little disappointing. I was hoping for even more progress, especially when I essentially made it there a second time but didn't get to fight him. That was pretty disappointing. So today I was hoping for some better luck, and it appears as though on my very first run of the day, I got it. I got a 3 Echo Crystal reward. Now, I do have to beat Wave 5, but honestly, if I lose on Wave 5 at this point, I don't deserve it. But looks like this is going to be my 1000th log slot. Again, a little disappointing, but for 3 Echo Crystals and the collection log, I will take it. So there it is, Wave 5 completed, 3 Echo Crystals. I'm going to claim this. Which is sort of disappointing because obviously now that is my 1000th log slot, but like I said, it's definitely worth it, especially for 3 Echo Crystals. On Wave 5, the chance of getting 3 Echo Crystals, 2 or 3 Echo Crystals, is 1 in 2,750 versus 1 Echo Crystal is 1 in 305. So this is honestly like a best case scenario. I didn't make it too far into the waves, so I don't really feel that bad about like ending my run early, and I got like the best possible reward from it, so I'll take it. And there it is, 3 Echo Crystals. I realized that I actually have to collect them for them to be in the collection log, but there we go, bank those 1,000 log slots. Man, that looks so good. It does feel a lot better knowing that I got 3 of them instead of just 1. I don't really know where I'm going to use them. They are a consumable thing. Actually, let's just go talk about it. So all you do is use the Echo Crystal on the Guardian boots, which make the Echo boots, which first of all look incredible. I love the way these boots look. In fact, they kind of match the armor. I really like that. But the Echo boots are like a ring of recoil, but also boots. They are essentially the Guardian boots with +2 extra prayer, putting at +4 prayer, and they have a recoil effect. So they're actually like really good. I just don't really know where I'm going to use the recoil effect. The good news is they added this toggle activity button, so you don't actually have to use them, kind of like the Ring of Suffering. So these are just like really good boots, honestly. If the +2 melee strength doesn't make a difference on the primordials for an extra max hit, the Echo boots are really good for prayer and defense. So I may end up using these, may not, I don't really know. All I know is they look awesome. Each Echo Crystal you add to the boots adds 6,000 charges, so with the 3 of them, it goes up to 18,000 charges, which again, don't really know where I'm going to use the charges, but cool. The stats on the boots themselves are kind of like a crossover between the Primordials and the Devout boots. The Devout boots being just +5 prayer, the Primordials being +5 strength, a little bit of offense and some defense. The Echo boots are +4 prayer, so 1 less, +3 strength, so 2 less than the Primordials, and better defenses with no offensive bonus. So they're good, I just don't really know where I'm going to use them, so not a huge upgrade for me, but more importantly, 1,000 log slots. The quadruple digits just look so good. Okay, I take it back. I know exactly where I'm going to use them. Right now. I'm going to use them in the Colosseum. I just ran the DPS calc, and compared to the Primordial boots, because I don't lose a max hit, the DPS is almost identical, and this way I get +4 prayer and extra defense. So, cool, they're useful. Let's go. So that was a good start to the day, but let's see if we can actually make some progress now. All right, we are back once again, gamers. Wave 11 completed. And I don't really know what I want to take here, because Frailty 3 is pretty terrible. It goes down so that your max health is 60, which means you can get one shot by the laser beams, and that doesn't sound very good. But Solar Flare and Totemic are also pretty bad, so I don't really know what I'm going to take here. So I actually think I'm going to end up taking Totemic here. Pretty much everything I read said it's not too bad. One totem will spawn at 50%, and as long as you kill it, the next one won't spawn for 2 minutes. So as long as you kill the boss in 2 minutes, you only have to kill one totem, and it's not that bad. I'm a little scared I'm gonna forget, and it's gonna, like, heal the boss to full, but as long as I remember, should be okay, I guess. Better than taking either of these two, I think. And hey, if that happens, at least that means I made it to 50% to spawn the totem, which is a new PB. So that'll be okay, I guess. Man, that's so disappointing. I don't know what happened in my brain there. I didn't even like panic. I just, my brain was like, yeah, don't worry, you can brew later. And then I realized I was just dying and I was like, oh, brews don't heal that fast. Like, you have to make sure that you're dodging more than eating. Like, dodging is the most important thing. I think that's the one thing I need to remember, because even though I was chugging brews, like, if you don't dodge the mechanics, you can't out-brew his damage. So, yeah, I just made a mistake. I got trapped on the side, tried to recover, got hit for too high damage, and died. Kinda sucks, but I did technically get farther, gone to 69%, nice. But yeah, that's too bad. I will say, even though it wasn't great in the end, I didn't panic nearly as much. First time I got there, like right when I completed wave 11 and right when I started the soul fight, like I could feel my heart rate spike and I was just trying to calm my nerves. That time, I didn't feel that bad. I mean, I didn't do that well, but I think that's sort of the first step, is calming your nerves and understanding that, you know, you just have to make sure you're thinking straight and you can do it. Like, so going forward, I'm feeling a little better. Next time I get to soul, I think it's sub 50% for sure, if not more. See, now this is what I really need. Very next run, wave 11 completed, on to soul Heredit again. In 35 minutes, no less. That's pretty fast for me. I know it's not a good time, but with my DPS, that's really good. And honestly, this is what I need to learn. I just need to get here consistently, and I'm feeling good. Like I said, my nerves are down. I'm feeling okay. My handicaps are decent, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I do have to take Frailty 2 here, which isn't great, but yeah, I'm feeling good. And not to mention, 6 brews, 4 super restores. This is probably the most supplies I've had going into soul. Now, again, I need to remember to actually use them, because part of the problem is me just dying before I get a chance. So as long as I remember to use them, this is feeling really good. What is happening? Oh, that is so sad. What am I doing? Honestly, at least I remembered to, like, use my food there, but, like, that was so pathetic. I'm honestly really disappointed in myself. Even though it was slightly better than my last attempt in terms of boss percent, I don't know what is going on. I mean, it is 33 degrees again today, and my brain is, like, melting from the heat, but that's no excuse. Honestly, that was just a pathetic showing. I need to do better, man. My problem is, like, I know all the patterns, like, when I'm doing them on the practice thing, like, I understand what's going on, but as soon as I have to brew, all of a sudden I'm, like, thinking about brewing while moving, while dodging the sand, while dodging the lasers, while making sure, like, there's just so much going on. I need to focus on dodging. That's the one thing. I know I said this last time, but that's the most important thing. If you dodge everything, you don't need to eat. So, I mean, obviously I didn't, but yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, it's not, honestly, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, if I can just get there every time, I mean, that's a bit unrealistic, but if I can get there let's say every 2 attempts, 50% of the time, like, I'll clear this in a matter of days, if that even, but the real problem is the consistency of getting there, so that's what I need to work on. Here we go again, back-to-back soul attempts, 3 in a row, with a little bonus Echo Crystal on the line. I think if I hadn't already got 3 of them, that would have made me a little bit more nervous, but honestly, I don't care about that at all. My handicaps are pretty good, honestly, and I'm going to take Volatility and just hope that if I kill him and this kills me, I'm going to be so sad. But I'm just going to assume I'm not going to kill him and this is completely irrelevant, so... yeah, don't look at the time. I spent like This is actually one of my fastest runs. I spent like 15 minutes just like farming SGS specs because, as you can see, I used a lot of brews getting here. It was kind of sloppy, but yeah, I don't drink them anyway, so who cares? Man, oh, it was so good. Oh, okay, I'm not mad at that at all. That was actually so good. I just went back and watched the whole fight. I got hit once early, which I didn't panic, and I let my Blood Fury heal myself back up, which was definitely the right play. Then I got hit like 3 times in a row in the middle while I was panic brewing. That was pretty bad, but admittedly, I did survive somehow. It was only after that when I got sort of trapped in the corner and there was 2 laser beams, and then I was on the side of his attack and I didn't really know where it was going to go. I still managed to do all the perfect parries. I got the perfect timing when he tried to grab my gloves, so I got the free max hit. Like, I was doing so well. I just got trapped in that corner and didn't know where to go. And it's really unfortunate because I don't think that was it. You know, I was running low on brews and health, but that could have been really close. Well, looks like the dream of the back-to-back-to-back-to-back might be dead. I really just can't afford to take, like, any of these, which kind of sucks. So I guess I actually haven't tried Red Flag. I've just heard that it makes Minotaurs terrible, but I guess I'm going to do it because I can't take Frailty because if I make it to Soul, I don't want to be able to get one shot, and I can't take Doom 2 because if I make it to Soul, I want to be able to make as many mistakes as I have brews left. So those are essentially dead. This is my only option, and I think this is going to kill the run. In fact, if I make it through this wave, I might just take those splinters, because that's looking kind of nice. So I did 2 more waves after I said I might quit, and I got 500 splinters and then 1100 splinters, and my ego is telling me 1750 splinters is like, that's a lot of splinters if I could just beat 1 more wave, but I don't know, I'm so tempted to just take it. Okay, but now I'm like, okay, I beat wave 10 with these terrible handicaps. What if I just keep going, you know? No, I'm not going to do it. These are all really bad, and I have Dynamic Duo, which I've never used before, along with Red Flag. So I'm going to have an extra guy, as well as a Minotaur that's going to come around the pillar, as well as the rest of my handicaps suck, and I'm just going to do it before I hate myself for continuing. That's a lot of splinters, and that'll save me time later. Don't get me wrong, I do in fact feel like a coward, but I think that was the smart play. Man, this is where the handicap system really sucks. I really don't want to have to take Doom. I haven't used a single sip of brew yet, so having as many mistakes as possible in the last fight would be nice, but these other 2 are also potentially run-ending, whereas Doom, at least I know I can get to wave 12, so I don't know, sometimes this sucks. I actually went back and counted on my PB, and I got hit with 6 instances of damage, meaning that Doom wouldn't have killed me, but I also didn't have many brews, and so I was kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't really drinking them as much as I should have been, and now I'm like, can I do 1 wave with Red Flag? I just need 1 good spawn. If I get 1 good spawn where, like, the Major gets trapped, but the Minotaur comes around and I don't have anything to deal with, like, Red Flag could be the freest handicap, but at the same time, it could literally kill me, so I don't know. All these could kill me. So I did end up taking Doom last time. I really just wanted to guarantee that I got to Soul Herald it for more practice, so unfortunately, even though this is the most brews I've had going into Soul, I probably won't get to use most of them because I can only get hit 14 times and then I will die, so that's not great, but at least this is pretty free. I can just take volatility and run away after I kill him, so that's nice. That was so bad. I don't know if I'm just tired. I mean, I've been doing this for like 11 hours today, but like that was just disappointing, man. I don't know what that was. I thought I had a spec, and I was like, if I just spec him, I get a bunch of health and prayer back, then I don't have to use another super combat. I don't know what I was thinking. Just dodge the stupid spears, you idiot. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me today. 4 soul attempts today isn't bad, but that is a disappointing note to end on. Hello and good morning to the gamers once again. First attempt of the day, and I'm back at Soul with some decent handicaps actually. Manti Mayhem doesn't do anything. Volatility 3, I just have to run away at the end. Blasphemy and Relentless aren't too bad, and I actually have a decent choice between either Frailty or Doom. Probably going to take Frailty because, again, I have lots of brews that I want to be able to go through, so good luck me. I ran out of prayer! Oh, that's too bad. Bad resource management. That was actually really good. I think that tied my PB, 42%. Unfortunately, yeah, that's too bad. I was like, why isn't my pray melee coming on? I'm doing it, but yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, just went back and watched the clip. I forgot just how much prayer was drained when you get hit with Blasphemy 3. And because I got hit by the first parry, it drained my prayer to 0 and then didn't have any prayer for the second 2, and that's what killed me. Really unfortunate because the only reason I got that low in prayer is because of a couple misclicks on the main combo attacks. So as long as I get those dodges down, honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. Great first attempt of the day. Again, that was the first waves, first soul, so can't really complain. I'm still waking up. Hopefully today's the day. I don't know why it's so hard to find time in the fight to drink brews and restores. Like, it feels like as long as you don't mess up, you don't need to eat, obviously. So in my brain, I'm like, don't worry about it, just focus on the dodging, but then I end up just dwindling down on all my resources. But then if I try to focus on eating and making sure that my health and prayer stays up, then I get hit by the combo, which then lowers my health and prayer anyway. So it's like, what? I don't know what to do. I just need to get better at dodging while eating. So I went back and went frame by frame on the part where I died, and I have a screenshot that shows where my mouse was when I clicked to turn on my pray melee, and I was like a couple pixels too far to the left, so I accidentally clicked on pray range. Like, it was so close to making it, and then I would have probably done the other two fine, so my timing's been pretty good on those. That's so sad. Well, I hate to be a coward again, but these 3 handicaps are essentially run ending. Even though I'm on wave 11, I did just get an Echo Crystal reward, so I think I'm just gonna take the loot. It's a little unfortunate, but taking Doom means I'm not gonna be able to kill Soul. I'm gonna get hit 5 times. That's a run ender. Manti Mayhem 3 I've heard is terrible, and I don't know how to deal with it, so also a run ender. And I've taken bees a few times before, but pretty much every single time I get distracted and they kill me anyway, and it sounds terrible in the soul fight. And I'm going to need to take one more handicap in the next round, which if I take bees, it's probably going to give me these 2 and bees 2 as well. So I'm just taking the Echo Crystal. Oh well. Although it feels bad to get to wave 10 but not get any practice at soul, I really can't complain. I mean, my 2 runs today, I got soul to 42% and then I got an Echo Crystal. So it's going pretty good so far. And that is another soul attempt here, not including the run that I took the Echo Crystal. That would be a back-to-back, but these are terrible. Oh no. Okay, I guess I'm going to take Quartet. It's not too bad. It just spawns 1 Fremenic at the start that you just have to kill, and then that's it. But it could sort of mess me up. Obviously, I'm still learning Soul, and to have to deal with another thing in there might be kind of annoying, but it's going to be way better than either of these 2, so hopefully it doesn't kill me. Yeah, that's too bad. Honestly, I just completely forgot that I had moved my weapons and stuff down to the bottom where I didn't have to see them while I was trying to brew, and then I couldn't find my trident to kill the guy, and ever since the start, it just put me back. I knew Quartet was a mistake, but honestly, all of them were terrible, so I can't really complain. I did do okay at brewing while dodging. That was the one thing I was trying to focus on. So my DPS was bad, but mechanically it wasn't the worst. I just need to, I don't know why, I didn't recognize the parry attack. Both times he did it, I just thought he was doing a spear, but oh well, I guess. Sucks, but I'm liking my consistency getting there at least. Hopefully I can get there with some better handicaps. Okay, Soul attempt number 3 for the day. I did have 1 death, but 3 out of 4 runs to Soul is pretty good, not including the one that I ended intentionally for the Echo Crystal, but you may notice I have brought a Dragon Warhammer. I don't really know if this is going to affect much, but I figured that I'm not really using a spec weapon on Soul anyway, so I just waited until I had full spec at the end of that wave. I'm going to Dragon Warhammer spec him twice at the beginning of the kill. I'm hoping for at least one hit would make it a lot easier. And I've got 6 brews, 3 restores, 3.5 restores, and decent modifiers, so I'm feeling good. No! Man, that was so good. 4.7%, man. Listen, there was a lot that went wrong there that I could blame for my death. For example, I got hit like 3-4 times in a row by the combo. I ran out of prayer, and when I was trying to put my pray melee on for the parry attack, I accidentally clicked Eagle Eye, so it took off my piety for the last like 20% of the fight. I was brewed down when I got my guaranteed max hit off of the perfect repel on the grapple attack for the armor piece. Like, there was a lot that was sloppy, but that could have easily been it if I didn't have Doom. Doom just screwed me. I saw I was at 14 stacks, and even though I had brews left, I was like, well, it doesn't matter. If I get hit again, I die. And sure enough, 4.7%, man. Come on. All right, soul number 4 for the day. I kind of messed up a lot on the waves, so I've only got 3.5 brews and 3 restores, so I don't have a lot of faith. Kind of annoying. The one time I don't actually need to take Doom, I don't have very many brews, so yeah, I got some decent handicaps, sort of, so it's possible. That's too bad. I didn't realize he was under 50% on that last parry. I needed to wait one more tick. I didn't think I did that much damage. I missed both Dragon Warhammer specs at the beginning of the kill, but honestly, it wasn't too bad. I'm feeling so much better dodging the basic combos that I can start to pay attention to the other things a little bit more, which makes me feel a lot more confident going into the fight, but missing both Dragon Warhammer specs at the beginning really sucks. I definitely noticed the difference in the defense, so hopefully next time I get there, I'll have more brews, I'll hit both my Dragon Warhammers, and we'll be done. Oh yeah, I only have 861 more charges on my Blood Fury, which means that I might actually need to go and get a Blood Shard. I know I said I wanted one before, but I might actually need to go and get one. Oh no. Alright, soul number 5 for the day, 10 total. I got some pretty good modifiers that really don't do much on the final fight, so I'm feeling good. 5.5 brews, 3.5 restores. Please, let's do this. I did it! Let's go! Oh my god, I actually did it. It's done. Holy, I can't believe it. It was so clean too. Look at it. Oh my god. Oh, it's done. Let's go. Oh my god, I don't even know what to say, dude. I want to go watch the fight back. It was so clean. Okay, well, it wasn't that clean, but by my standards, it was so clean, dude. And look at it. Oh my god. I had a couple of goals for this. One, I wanted to finish it by Thursday so that I could edit it and put out a video on time. And 2, I wanted to do it in under 100 deaths. And it is currently Tuesday, so I beat my goal by 2 days, and I did it in 74 deaths, which is really good. And in fact, it's even less than that because I had some from before. So I'm so happy with how that turned out. I can't believe, I remember, I wish I had a screenshot. I was sitting here in my gear and somebody just said to me like, wow, you're gonna do this for your first time in that gear? Good luck. And I was like, yeah, I don't even have rigor yet. And they said, and I quote, "You should give up. I don't think it's possible." So to that guy, I say, frick you. So the quiver has a lot of cool things about it. First of all, it's just better than the assembler. The assembler is +8 range accuracy and +2 range strength. The quiver is +18 accuracy and +3 range strength. So it's already just a better offensive cape for ranging. But it is enhanced further when you charge it to make it so when you shoot stuff out of the quiver, so you need to actually shoot the ammo, which is unfortunate. I don't think it works for the BOFA, but it increases the range accuracy and range strength by a further +10 and +1. So it's even better than that. It also has this extra ammo slot. You can wear 2 different kinds of ammo and then switch between them. So for example, you could put bolts and arrows in and switch between a bow and a crossbow, and it'll just shoot the right type of ammo, and you can save an inventory slot that way, which is also just super cool. And not to mention, it looks awesome. I love this thing, dude. Now, I did mention something about it being charged or uncharged. Right now, you can see it's in its uncharged state. You add Sunfire Splinters to add charges into the quiver, and it can hold up to a maximum of 20,000 charges, but you can also choose to pay a one-time fee of 150,000 Sunfire Splinters to permanently corrupt it, aka infinite charges, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Now, you might notice I only have 7,600, and I said 150,000, and yeah, I'm gonna just do some wave 1 farming. I think that's still the fastest way if all you want is Sunfire Splinters, which means I need to go and just do wave 1 like thousands of times. So this is not gonna be very fun, but it'll be worth it. Oh yeah, and you can also take the quiver with an assembler to Ava, and she can make the quiver do the same ammo saving properties as the assembler. So that's, I mean, that should be without saying. I don't know why they would ever introduce a new range cape that doesn't do that, but yeah, that is a thing. So I did a little bit of research, and as expected, the fastest way to farm Sunfire Splinters is just to do more completions, which I just don't have the mental capacity to do right now, so I will not be doing that. And the second fastest way is, like I said, wave 1 farming, which according to the wiki is like 5,000 splinters an hour, which is so much less than I had hoped for, considering I need 150,000. So I am going to go do a little bit, but I'm probably not going to go for the full 150k right now. I'm probably going to split it up over, well, however long it takes me, but I will go and do a little bit right now. So I just got to 15,000 splinters, and yeah, not the most fun thing to do ever, but it's pretty mindless. I can just watch stuff while I do it, so it's not too bad. I just need to do that. Well, I was going to say I need to do that 14 more times, but I already had 7,600 splinters, so I really need to do what I just did, like, 28 more times. So that's... I wish I didn't think of that, but oh well, it's just something I can do whenever I have spare time. And that's actually where I'm going to have to call this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my journey through the Fortis Colosseum. I'm actually so proud of everything that I did here in this video. I know it might not seem like much, but doing that in as little deaths as I did, and without any mega rares, without rigor, like, I can't believe I was able to do it so quickly, and I'm quite proud of it. This was by far the hardest thing I've ever done on Old School RuneScape, and I've got this cool little quiver to show for it, so... yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, as that's the best way to help my videos with the YouTube algorithm. And while you're down there, check if you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next upload. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my Tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, and Mandeep Bassi. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.